Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today with news from the daily login that we have going on right now. So the daily login champions that we have seem to be going epic to legendary, epic to legendary, epic to legendary, and that's going to be the one that continues. So we'll go over the new champion that's introduced to the game. I went over its skills on my own, and I think this one will be a Hydra champion more than anything else because of the very specific passive that the champion has. But before we get onto the champion very quickly, I just want to say that the past few login champions we had were pretty much trash. Didn't like them. Lady Aresh is the one that we have for another 2 weeks, and then she will be replaced by the legendary. I do have Lady Aresh, and I will probably make a video on her, although I don't want to level her up and give her master. It's just a waste of resources, I think, by me, even for just a showcase. I do have her right here. She's unlocked in my index already from just a lucky summon, and her kit was nothing like amazing. The previous legendary we had was a one I also got, and it was I think it was Gerda, and again, she wasn't that great of a champion. She did have some poisons through this specific skill, but these didn't work as advertised because she would apply the weaken mostly on everybody, and if it's a weak hit, she doesn't even apply the poison. So that was unfortunate on the way they made her with that, but she still had a way to place 2 poisons with her A3 skill, so it wasn't such of a waste of a champion, but still not so much a champion to look forward to. Anyway, let's get going with the next champion that we will have, and it's going to be an HP based legendary Nitrev champion. Again, Nitrev, but it's gonna be a legendary. She's called Arix, and let's go over her skills. So Deathly Arts attacks all enemies, 25% chance of removing 1 random buff from each target. So if this gets boosted from books, legendary books on her, so it becomes like a 40% chance, this will be insane because this skill guys, look at it, it's an AoE attack on the default skill, which makes me think this will be crazy good in arena situations where you want to be removing buffs, or at least hoping to remove buffs when she does take a turn. Depending on her multipliers as well, she might be even worth as an HP based nuker champion to have, because she does have an A2 skill, which is an AoE attack. So going over that, Thorn Chill Malison attacks all enemies, 50% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. So even though it's called placing a stun, since it's an attack, she is magic, this means that she could still get a weak hit, and placing the stun doesn't matter because the attack wording is first. Just a little tip for you guys, if the attack wording is first, then that will probably be a weak hit if you're attacking force as an example, and then everything else doesn't matter. It's gonna be a weak hit, all right? If this was a placing of the stun first and then an attack, this would have been great because she would be able to stun. But so it's she has to do a non-weak attack. She will place the stun with no matter what percentage that goes to, maybe 75% with books, then transfers a random debuff from this champion to the targets that receive stun debuffs from this skill. So the condition is to already have the debuffs on you in order to transfer them. This doesn't work in situations like the Hydra, which I mentioned she'll be good at, but still the stun is a very solid mechanic to have. The stun is in general a great thing to have in all sorts of PvE situations where you need to establish control, and establishing that control is through stuns, freezes, fears, if you true fears if you have. So anything that gives us more stuns, the capability to do stuns is nice. I like the fact that she's HP based though. Really gives more options in terms of building champions rather than just another attack based damage dealer. So she doesn't look like she's going to be a damage dealer though, because she also has an ally protection, and the ally protection that she applies is in a 5 turns cooldown here, it says, which I'm guessing will drop to 4 turns, maybe even 3 turns, which I don't know, it seems unlikely that this drops to 3 turns. But anyway, ally protection plus a counterattack buff on herself, and through that counterattack buff she'll be spamming the A1 skill to remove buffs from the target. So again, this is great for PvP situations, PvE for some situations, and for bosses. The Hydra boss, yes, that's when you get the Mischief Head stealing the buffs, and she'll be countering. That's going to be a solid one to do. Then looking at the passive, which is the one I'm a little bit disappointed about. Let me see if I can zoom it in so you guys can see. Fills this champion's thermometer by 5% each time an ally inflicts a critical hit. Heals this champion by 5% of their max HP each time an enemy inflicts a critical hit. So the way that this works, let me move myself, I guess, here. All right, yeah. So fills this champion's thermometer by 5% each time an ally inflicts a critical hit. That is good because, again, in a Hydra situation, which I said in the beginning, you'll have 5 more allies instead of 4, instead of 3 for the arena. So she'll be getting multiple turns if you're building a team with critical hitters. All right, she'll be getting that boost in turn meter. She'll fill up quicker and be able to do that A2, the A3, or the A1 skill regardless. The other part, though, heals this champion by 5% of their max HP each time an enemy inflicts a critical hit. It's not that great, honestly. The reason for this is in PvE situations, so dungeons, clan boss, Hydra, whatever you want to call it, you won't be getting crit that often. It's a 15% chance. It's the flat base that every champion in the game has, every enemy in the game has, unless very specifically specified that they will be critting. So the healing, it's only going to be there when that happens, so it's nothing too crazy. The fill in turn meter also just throws a wrench in our plan. So thinking, oh, this is a counterattack ally protection champion with a way of removing buffs. Is she going to be used for the clan boss? No. The fill and turn meter, when your allies inflict a critical hit, basically destroys that opportunity or that part of the game. But I am okay with that because clan boss situations, clan boss teams are not really needed when you're looking for a daily login champion. After a year and a half of playing, this champion will not be replacing anybody for the clan boss. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that as an option to, well, get a champion that is not based for clan boss. I think she'll be great as a B team maybe for the Hydra, and with more players just going for the Hydra every single week, champions are more frequently searched for as alternatives to just having dupes of, let's say, more and more of the same, just so you can do the Hydra clan boss and get those very solid clan shop rewards that we get here through the coins at the top. So I think with this introduction of new champions every time, it's a way for Plarium to give us more options for the Hydra, more options for controlling fights, and maybe more options for Arena. Her kit in Arena, again, is not that special because she's magic, so the stun is conditional. There's lots of force champions on defense, being Wither or Cadraphon, so those can be annoying. But in general, it's a solid champion, I would say, comparing it to everything else that we have in the game right now. I just want to see more stuff from Plarium, to be honest, right? I want to see more stuff coming in from Plarium in the future, being more content. I want to see something with the Doom Tower. I want to see more bosses. I hope it's something in the works for that. That really brings in more and more activity from players and you know, more excitement about trying something new. I mean, if they just introduce 2 new bosses, I don't think it's that much of an issue in doing that compared to anything else, and that will really bring more excitement by all of the players out there just doing that with the champions that they receive. Anyway, guys, this was the video. What you think of this new champion? Will you use her when you get her? I really want to get her on the test server so I can play out a little bit and see the actual skills. But similarly to the other login champions, we didn't have access to the test server, so it's pretty much going to be a showcase like 2 months from now, right? Once we get all the fragments. So it's really just talking about her skills right now, and if I get lucky like I did in the previous daily login champions and I get her through a shard, then well, sure, I guess I can actually do a showcase before that. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.